Yeah?
We've all joined.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good. Okay. Please, I'm going to need like a lot of feedback. You know, I'm not in the room. So, yeah, just like let me know that you're with me. And if you have any problems, please stop me. I'd be more than
Okay, we'll do
happy
that.
to go back again. Yeah?
Okay, we'll do that.
Good. All right. So, you can see the slides that I'm
Yes.
sharing, correct? Okay. So hi guys. How's it going?
Very well, thank
Thank
you.
you.
It's
Okay,
going fine.
cool. I can hear some echo, but that's fine. Okay, I'll just jump right into it. Hopefully, the slides can guide me. I'll make this as quick as possible because, yeah, I'm still at work. Eh, okay, so 1 second. Yeah. Okay, 1 second. Okay, slide change, yeah? Hello?
I can hear you.
Okay, good. Did the slide change? It changed fine, yeah?
It did.
Okay, cool. All right, so I'll just start by giving you some feedback about my life quickly so that at least you know who you're talking to. So my name is Simi. Pretty much I'm a designer. Yeah, like it says there. But over time, I've started doing more work in product development. That started about 3 years ago, but predominantly most of the work that I do in whatever company I'm working in is always design. I went to Covenant, where that's in my sound. I studied electrical electronics engineering for 5 years, entirely pointless, but yeah, that happened. I went to RGU after, did 1 year software technology. That was helpful. But then, yeah. Okay, so moved on, done some work as a graphics designer, did some work as a UI designer, had a stint with development, project management, product management. But at the moment, I'm currently design manager at Betty. Been here for a year and 6 months or so. It's been okay. Yeah. Fun fact about me, I like the arts and I like driving. So cool. You guys can hear me, yes?
Yes, we can.
Okay, cool. Okay. All right. So I'm just going to jump in. Okay, no, we can just run through the agenda, just see a few things, what we're going to talk about today. So the topic that I'm dealing with is branding in UI. From my understanding, you've been taking classes about, all the stuff you're supposed to do. And this particular class is just to help you make sure that whatever designs that you're, coming up with, you can relate it to the company that you're doing it for so that it does look like, part of the entire brand. So we'll be looking at, basic stuff. What's a brand? Things that make up a brand. We'll try and look at a few brands here and there. Then look at some exercises together, and I'll give you a few tips and stuff. Hopefully that helps. Okay. Okay. So yeah, this is where I need some feedback. So can anyone tell me what they understand by what a brand is? Hello?
Hi, we can hear you.
Yeah, I said, can anyone tell me what they understand by what a brand is? No? Yes?
So a brand is a product or probably a service with a name.
There's a lot of feedback.
It's echoing.
I No, let him go again. That's fine. I'll work with it. Don't worry. It's okay. So can he come again?
Which is still can hear. No, not, not mine, not mine.
Who has to mute? Who has to mute?
I think someone's mic is.
Okay. Yeah.
So someone was
Okay.
about to say something.
Wait, so what I'm saying is that a brand is a particular name, two products or probably different companies from each other or one
Okay.
another.
Okay. Okay, yeah, that's really good actually, because that's what it is entirely. It's what a brand is, what separates a product from another product. Essentially, I mean, you'd find a lot of definitions online and stuff like that, but the most important thing is the keywords, something that identifies a product and something that distinguishes it from other products. So you know the way you'd go to a store, like a supermarket, and then on the shelf you have loads of stuff. You want to buy soap, for example, you go to what, Spa or ShopRite, and then you see all kinds of brands on the store, but most times people would go for, a particular brand because they're more familiar with it, or they trust it more, or for whatever reason. So essentially, like the definition says here, a brand is a name, term, design, or symbol, or any other feature that identifies one seller's goods or services as distinct from those of other sellers. Do we understand that?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Thanks. Okay, so next slide. Okay, so just a disclaimer, this is not absolute. I'm just giving you like basic stuff. This is not like, not every brand is set up this particular way, but we'll run through it nonetheless. So basic visual composition of a brand. What are the things that makes you, realize that, okay, this brand is separate from this brand? Or what are the things that help you identify certain products? Number one thing is the logo. Every time there's some logos that you just see and then you just know, psychologically you've tied that logo to a brand promise or something. So yes, the logo is like that. Colors as well. There's some things you see the colors and if you're looking for a what bank, for example, and you see white and red, what bank would that be? Can anyone tell me?
UBA.
Okay,
Zenith.
yeah, exactly. Fantastic. UBA, Zenith, there's one other. Sterling, yeah, Sterling's white and red as well. But yeah, those are the kind of things you just see the color and you just know, oh yeah, this bank is most likely. It's definitely not. Who uses lemon green? I think it's Diamond or somebody. It's definitely not Diamond Bank or any of those ones. Yeah. Another thing is typography. This one's a little tricky, but well, for people with trained eyes, you should be able to know some brands simply by looking at the type. For one, I can tell, it's like when you open the Uber app or and the Taxify app, from the type you should know that Uber's font face is kind of different. So that's one other element as well. Another thing is graphical elements. So here I've got iconography, illustration types, motion photography. There's some brands that they have a particular way of styling. So hang on, I can't remember who. I want to be sure before I teach you rubbish. Where's my Safari? I think it's Intercom, either Intercom or Atlassian. 1 second, please. Like when you see their illustration styles, you just know that, oh, this is 1 second. Just want to confirm this. I think it's Intercom actually. No, it's not intercom. Yes, it's Atlassian. Okay, hang on. I don't know if you guys know that site. I'm gonna try and share. Okay. So can you see the site I've just shared now?
Yes.
Yeah. So if you know anything about the work that Atlassian puts out, when you see this illustration style, this is Atlassian anywhere, like any of their products and things, you would see it. Can you see them? You can see this illustration style with the gradient that
Yes.
has, yes, some kind of transparency. That's the illustration style anywhere. Even the colors, same thing with the colors as well. You'd know that. Hang on, let me see if I can see more stuff. Yeah, you see the style. This is particular to their brand. Even though, of course, definitely there are other brands that kind of use the same thing, but no one would do it the way that Atlassian would do theirs. They're the ones who make Jira. I don't know if you guys do Jira and other stuff. Yeah, they're pretty big on design. So probably after can take a look at some of the work they do and all of that. Yeah. Okay. So back to the deck. Can you see the deck now?
Yes.
Okay, good. Yeah. So yeah, some stuff like logo stuff like I was talking about. This is Spotify's own. Eh, so usually not all companies do it, but most companies should have some kind of brand guide. Brand guide would usually give you some kind of rules and hints on how to use their logo on different backgrounds and things like that, placement and things like that. So you'd have an idea of, what kind of themes. So this is the one for Spotify. Yeah, pretty much their colors white and green, black most times. Most of Spotify's branding is always usually on a dark background with something that pops out on it. So that's usually white and green. Yeah, so like I was saying, if you have a very good eye, which is something that I would like to encourage you to always do, is train your eye. At this point, you should start being able to identify fonts and typefaces just by looking at them. You understand? So this is Uber's font. This is a custom font, I believe. Yes, it is. It's a custom font by Uber. If you see, I got this from their actual website. So after the class, you can start looking at different company, large companies if you must, different companies and the different brand guides that they have. So if you see, it's really tiny, but there's some text by the side that kind of explains, they go even further with their own brand breakdown. So they've got the logo, they've got brand architecture, color, composition, da 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 da, all kinds of things. Not a lot of Nigerian companies have, at least, no, let me not say Nigerian companies, not a lot of small or medium-sized companies have brand guides. Not a lot of them do. But if you are lucky enough to work with someone that does, by all means, please use it. So, something about branding that is important to remember is it's not just how it looks. It's not just font faces and colors and all of that. It's not just that. Stuff like customer support is also part of a brand. You want to know, there's some companies that you're just sure that you're going to receive excellent customer support from them. There are some companies as well, that it's rubbish customer support you're going to get from them. So that all of that makes up part of the brand. I don't know if you know. So from the companies here, can anyone tell me something that has happened lately that has impacted the brand negatively?
I see me. I see
I
me.
can, yeah, I can hear you.
Sorry, we'll be going off for a little while. They just
Okay. Hello? Hello? Okay. All right.
I hear you.
Mojolade. Hi,
Hi.
Juliana.
Yes.
Jenny. Okay. Are you in the class as well?
Yes.
Amazing. Okay, cool. Let me know when I can pick up again, yeah?
Hi, Simi.
Doing. Doing.
This is Shay.
Oh,
This
hi,
is Shay. I'm
Don.
using Jay's laptop.
Okay.
Okay, so
Okay.
sorry about that.
It's fine.
Power just got restored in Nigeria. Sorry. So we'll join you
I don't
soon.
envy you.
Thank you. Sorry about that.
It's all right.
Shame on us.
Why shame on us?
Hello?
Hi, Simi.
Yeah, hi.
Okay, yes, we can start now. You can go ahead.
Cool.
Thank you.
Enjoy, guys. Okay. So what's the last thing we're talking about? Ah, yes, I remember.
Okay, where are the other people? There were only like 10 of them on the group.
Am I okay to go on?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, I keep forgetting there's a chat thing. You guys should mute your mics, please. The mics, please. Yes, please. Okay. Cool. Yeah, so what was I saying now? Right. I was saying it's not just how it looks. And I was asking if anyone knew what stuff, anything that's happened to any of these brands lately that has impacted them negatively.
Uh, Kelly,
Okay, let's go for R. Kelly then. What happened to R. Kelly? Who's speaking, please?
Juliana.
Okay, hi Juliana. Sorry, I'm not there, so I have to keep asking.
Okay.
That's fine. So, what about R. Kelly?
Sex scandal.
Okay, that's good. Yeah. So you see, the thing about that is, no matter how well he packages himself now,
Yeah.
no one's going to be featuring him on any albums anytime soon. Probably till it dies down. It goes a lot beyond how it looks. Um, so Facebook. So I don't know. Does anyone else want to pick any of the companies?
Um,
Hello,
yes.
Juliana. Juliana, are you in class with them?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, someone else you pick. These guys are not that awesome now. No one knows anything about the other guys.
Facebook.
Facebook,
Hi,
okay.
this is Mayowa.
Hi, Maiwa.
Hello.
I'm
Yeah, fine. Facebook, there was a time they had this privacy issues.
okay. True. That's very correct.
So it was a worrying concern for the
Yeah,
users.
yeah, that's very good actually. That's very good. They've also got this thing with the ads as well that they're pushing for, if people put false ads for the presidential campaigns. Facebook is facing a lot of criticism now because they're not checking these ads, they're just running them, whether they're true or not. So Buhari can wake up tomorrow and say Osinbajo has three other wives, and Facebook will publish it, and that's not very good. I'm gonna pick Turing because I think a lot of people don't know about that. So what they do, the pharmaceutical company, is the problem they had was that they make these pills for elderly people, just to keep them healthy and stuff, like supplements and things. And the cost to make one pill was about $1. They were selling these pills for about $13, but demand became really high and they shot the price up by almost got up to about what I can't remember the exact price, but got up to about $700, and everybody just and it's pretty bad outside Nigeria. People are very big on brands and things that they stand for. They start deleting your app or cancel culture. They get rid of. No one wants to have anything to do with you. Volkswagen's problem then was something about they had this engine called the clean engine, and they marketed it that, oh, the carbon emission is really good. It turned out it wasn't true. It was they built software that told them that the emission was really low. Turns out it wasn't. And this has really impacted them negatively. This is even besides the fact that, Volkswagen makes some of the best engineered cars in the world, but nobody cares. So all that time of history is all gone. But yeah, so like problems like this will always impact a brand negatively. Your focus as a designer is to do what you can do, but there's some things that are simply beyond you. Okay, so we'll just run through. You're going to have to unmute your mic permanently for this one because I'm just going to be running through and I just want you to bounce off the colors. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So GT Bank, what are the colors for GT Bank?
Orange.
Orange.
Orange and
White.
white. Green car?
Green.
Why do you think it's white? Really?
It's actually white.
I mean, it's white is not a color. But that's fine. Okay, orange and white. Orange is there, so that works. Yeah? Chicken Republic. There was a fight in the office about Chicken Republic.
I
I think it's yellow.
Red.
Red and what?
Orange, I think. Oh, yellow kind of.
Yes, yes. Red and yellow. Red and yellow is correct.
Smelled.
Okay. What of glow? Telecom. Green? Okay.
Green, yeah.
Cool. Victoria's Secret. Anybody?
A.
Hey, someone got it. Juventus?
White and black.
Good. Andela?
Blue and white.
I'm still coming to terms.
Blue
Della
and
is
white,
blue.
Andela.
Yes, that's correct. Hilfiger, anybody?
Blue and red.
Very good, very good. FCMB?
Purple, white,
Blue, wow.
purple,
Purple and
white and yellow.
white. Why do we count white as a color?
Black as a color.
No, you know what I mean. Don't be clever. Okay, Fidelity Bank.
Black as a color.
Fidelity Bank is what? Fidelity Bank, black. Wait, dude. Have to. Fidelity Bank. I'm gonna do a quick check just to be sure I didn't make a mistake myself. There's no black in Fidelity Bank, is there? Does anybody know Fidelity Bank? It's kind of lemon. It's kind of green as well. So it's blue and green. Like, yeah?
This exists messing up my system.
Udala? Udala?
Udala is pink and blue. Pink and blue.
Okay,
Pink and
good.
black.
Black again. Black
Yeah.
and white. I don't understand.
But I think there's like a little touch of gray too.
She's actually saying black is not a color.
I didn't say at what point. Who's
Black is
quoting
not a
me?
color. Black is not a color.
But she's not, I thought you said white and black should not, we shouldn't be including it like they, because they somehow they're always there.
Yes.
Neutral colors.
So that's the only kind of, they're given white or black. Some companies use them really strongly, like Spotify. Spotify is usually predominantly, most of the stuff on it is usually dark. Apple is usually white. Do you understand? But in the case of Udala, what's their predominant color?
Good.
It's pink. Pink, magenta, yeah. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm not saying that when you say, so the way you said GT was white and orange, I'm like, they use white on the orange because what else we show on orange? That's one of the best colors on orange. Or if you're saying that, someone's mic, thank you. If you're saying their brand, yeah, I'd rather you said something like orange and gray. But my answers are not absolute either, so that's fine. Okay, so unmute your mics again. Hello? Okay, good. So we'll just run through these. So these are not the actual, the things written in place of what the text, the regular logo would be is the typeface, yeah? So the one that is Clavica, what brand is that? Your mics are muted, so I can't hear anybody.
Facebook.
Good. Sego UI.
Microsoft.
Good. Myriad.
Adobe.
Adobe.
Amazing. Avenir.
That's
LinkedIn.
LinkedIn.
Someone got it.
LinkedIn.
Good,
No,
good,
no,
good
no.
stuff.
Is
Good,
it
good.
LinkedIn?
Yeah.
It is LinkedIn.
Netflix.
Netflix, good. The ones got
Instagram.
amazing, good.
Red Bull.
Red
Red
Bull.
Bull,
Red
good.
Bull.
And the last one,
Airbnb. Airbnb.
fantastic.
Yeah.
That
Exactly.
one.
So you see, even though you're not looking, can you mute? Yes. Even though you're not looking at the exact logo written to Facebook or Adobe or Instagram, you can tell. You can tell because the colors are familiar. You can tell because the placements are familiar. So something in your head, you just know that, oh yeah, this Facebook. Oh yeah, this Airbnb. Exactly. So the aim of this class is to make sure that whenever you're doing any work as well, you should be able to translate those brand themes and values into the work that you put out whenever you're designing it. So if we're going to design an app for, say, Sterling Bank, you know you're not using orange and blue or whatever color is not on their brand guide. You would stay within Ayobami. Did you have a question? Hello? Outrageous drug pricing. I don't know if you guys are still on there.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Don't know where your video is gone. I can't see you anymore. All right, cool. Just move on. Okay, so we're going to talk about water now. Yeah? Okay, I can see you. Amazing. Thank you. So, as ubiquitous as water is, in the sense that, you know, it's everywhere, it's something you are in contact with every day, but still, different people find ways to kind of make theirs distinct. So, you can see the pictures here. You've got tap water, it's water, right?
Yes.
That's a sachet of water, that's pure water. You've got bottled water, you've got dispenser water. It's pretty much water. But, you know, target markets are different, use cases are different, all kinds of things. Let me burst your brain. This thing drove me nuts yesterday when I was looking it up. This is also water as well. The next slide that I'm on. So you see that the last one, the last image, that's $85. That's a bottle called, those guys from, I can't remember where they're from. It's either Greenland or Ireland, one of the Arctic regions, yeah. So that's a bottle of Valbari, and they sell one for $85, and it's just water. It's water. So what they do, even though if you go to their site and you watch their marketing videos and all of that, you'd be so blown away. You'd feel like you're buying something overly exotic, and it really is just water. So what they do is they get icebergs, yeah, and the theory behind their own kind of water is they get iceberg. They say that because they're frozen, something about bacteria can't get in them or something. So they allow it to melt naturally. And then that melted water, that melted ice is what they bottle for you. And it's high in all kinds of minerals, unadulterated, blah, blah, blah. But really, it's just water. But they found their target market, they found their niche, and they're marketing to, and people buy it. People buy it. Vin, I think Vin is the same thing. It's also one of the Arctic region. They just make water, they just melt water, put it in a bottle, package it for you, market it like crazy, brand it, put this color, put that color, and sell it to you at a crazy price. But it's working for them. It's working for them. So yeah, those two slides were just to give you, you know, it's the same thing essentially, but how you sell it, how you package it, it really, really matters. Okay? Okay, so another exercise, yeah. What brand is this one?
Owando.
Fantastic. That's Oando. Very good. Okay, going to the next one, yeah? Look at all of them.
Dominoes.
Finally, yeah, that's Domino's. Good, good. Okay, next one.
Uber.
Uber Eats.
Uber Eats, that's
McDonald's.
correct.
Oh,
No, it can't be McDonald's now. What color is McDonald's?
Red, yellow.
Red and yellow, exactly.
I already said it before I give it.
It's okay. It's okay. No worries. Next one. Yeah.
Huh?
What's this one?
No idea.
Really?
Slack.
Slack. Dudi, you cannot answer again. Though.
I don't know.
That's Slack. The giveaway should have been the logo at the back.
Oh, yeah.
So I took off all the Slack. So you see, like where the phone at the top, where the headers are, I took off all the logos there. But the logo at the back was the giveaway. But that's fine. There's more. What's this one?
It's obviously a workout tracker, but I don't know what name is.
Look at it now. Come on.
Milo.
Fantastic. How did you know it was Milo?
Yeah,
What
the
was
logo at the
giveaway?
top.
The logo at the top.
But then you took away the contents.
I did intentionally. If I write Milo there, what's the point of this exercise?
Yeah, it's Milo.
It's Milo. Good. They actually have this app. Believe it or not, it doesn't look exactly. I'm hoping that the work you put out looks better than this. Yeah, but this is their app. Come on, this one is a giveaway.
Oh, MasterCard.
I left the logo there. Yeah. So this one.
LinkedIn.
Fantastic. Was that Duni again?
Yeah.
I banned you from responding now. Why are you answering me? This one.
Nike.
Who was that?
Jalade.
Okay. Very good. This is Nike. I don't know. Who knows this font?
Trust me.
So you're going to have to train your eye. Yeah? Something that I do with the junior designers on the team, when we go out, when we go anywhere, I just start showing them like billboards and stuff, and I keep asking them, what font is this? What font is this? What font is this? It would help you become a better designer. Yeah? So just like when you go out, you
It
look at
looks
stuff.
like a gothic font, but I don't know which one.
Okay. Okay. Somebody want to try? I'm not going to tell you. That's your homework.
Nope,
That's
it's
fine.
like Futura or something.
That's correct, actually. That's correct. Yeah, like I wish I had more time. I was going to go, like I'd give you more brands and then you'd be guessing the fonts. It's yeah. Okay. Let me see what's left. Okay, so whenever you want to start working on anything, first thing first is always do some research. Someone needs to mute their mic. I think it's okay. Sheriff. Or Sheriff. I was okay. Yeah. First thing first, you get the brief. You're supposed to do XYZ, XYZ. Do some research. First thing. I think the next slide's got it. Yes, the next slide has resources that I've been using for over 5-6 years. Never gone wrong with them. I'll share those with you. Yeah, so you just go online, you start something, you start working on. Someone says, oh, I need you to design an app for me that is for, say, pharmaceuticals or something. Go online, kind of see the colors that tilt more to that side, or look at the target market that you're working for. What kind of fonts do they like? Like this entire presentation now, you see it's very whimsical, very playful. I can't take this to a bank. Nobody's going to take me seriously. You understand? But I know my target market, so I can get away with this. So you can't use this for like a bank presentation or going to see the CEO of some company. Might not work out very well for you. So it's important that you do your research, see what's out there. You're not the first person coming up with stuff. See what's out there, see what you can pick. Second thing is ask for brand guides. They are more available than you would ever imagine. Just ask for it. Find out if the company has a brand guide. And if they don't have one, you can make a small one for them. Nothing over the top, just something that probably like the basic things that we've talked about today. Give them some colors that they can use. Give them, if they have a logo that's not properly done, you can just touch it up a little for them and charge them for it, by the way. Decide typography. Just decide, oh, we're going to use Gotham for the headings. We're going to use Nunito for the body text or something like that. And try and encourage them to make it constant across all mediums. So whatever you're doing, you know that branding is a combination of many parts. Your part is just one of it. You want to make sure that if there's something that exists already, you're taking from that as well. And if you're creating it, try to encourage them that, oh, you don't have anything, but I've set up something small for you. You want to post on Instagram, try and maintain, these colors, these fonts, just so that you'd be able to identify that brand from a lot of other brands. And after that, pretty much it. You get cracking, do that, and start. So, like I said, I was going to share some resources that I use on a day-to-day basis. You're not the first person to do anything. Design is not, the people have been doing it for years. So go online and check it out. My favorite one by a mile is Brand New. Brand New is, hang on, I want to see if I can show you what it is. Brand New is under consideration. Sugar. 1 second, please. I'm just trying to see if I can pull up the URL. Oh no, I had it on the slide. Fantastic. One second. Okay. So I'm guessing you have the slides, yeah? You can just go to the URLs there, but I want to show you how to get around in it. Okay. Brand new. I never go in from here. Under consideration. Brand new. Fantastic. Okay. Are you guys still with me? Anybody?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So this is brand new. This is absolutely I don't know what to call them, grandfather, forerunner. Like if you need anything, so every day I go to Brand New. I look at things that are happening and how agencies in America and all over the world work. Yeah. So this is a rebrand for Kroger. You'd see the way, and the interesting thing about Brand New that I love is they try and tell you the entire story. They try and take you from the logo to all the other elements that make up the entire brand. So, for example, this is Kroger, and then you see all of that. You can see their style. They've got this 3D animation thingy going on. You can play the, no, I won't play the video. You see, you see the kind of fonts they use. You see all of that. You try and have an idea. Okay, this is what this brand is like, so that when you're doing it, when you're working on your own design as well, you would know what kind of thing, what kind of colors, what kind of theme that these companies use. Yeah. I don't know if you guys heard anything about the whole thing with the Internet Explorer rebrand. You'd see stuff like that as well. Oh man, that's really cool. Wow. Okay. Yeah. So Brand New for me. I come here every. No, that's not true. Every working day. I don't come here weekends. Just to be in tune with what's going on, what's new. Oh, this is the Facebook one. Yeah, what's going on, what's new, how are these people doing this? Because you want to measure yourself internationally. You don't want to do Nigerian level or Yaba level work. You want to think, you want to think beyond the shores of where we're at. Because really, how can you measure up if you're just doing mediocre stuff? It doesn't work. Yeah, so Brand New. They don't pay me for advertising or anything, but like they undoubtedly, those are the guys you want to go to. Hang on, I'm just trying to find the presentation again. There we go. Okay, so Brand New, Behance, yes? I believe you know Behance.
Yes.
Okay, so Behance is really good as well. Behance, oh no, Behance is good. Behance is good. Brand New kind of just focuses on brands, but there's all kinds of things on Behance, so that's good. There's another site called BPNO, Branding, Packaging, and Opinions. That's also not bad as well. Occasional, even though they have my problem with them is they're a little, if you don't have an appreciation for graphic design, you might struggle with that. But it's always useful. Anywhere you can get some help, by all means. Pinterest, Pinterest. I'm certain you know Pinterest. I'm certain Behance, Pinterest, and Dribble. All of those are consumer resource. That's where everybody goes to. Yeah, but Brand New for branding, amazing. Okay, yeah, I'll just show you a few things. Some things I gleaned from the internet. So you can see, I'm hoping you can see this, yeah? The
Yes.
brand guide for global data. Yeah. So if you look at, this is their brand guide. This is just some snippets of it. You can see, you have an idea of what the colors are like. You have an idea of what the typeface is. Oh yeah, they're using Rubik. That's good. Yeah, Rubik is free. So if you go to the site, you would see copy link www.globaldata.com. If you go there, you'd see that. Hang on, I'm trying to see if I can just. It's a little tough to switch between the screens while I'm doing
Don't
this.
know who take plenty time.
Who's Oclu? OCLW.
Okay, that's me.
Oh, okay. Hi.
Mhm.
Have you
Timmy?
gone to this URL?
No, not yet.
Okay, maybe let me see if I can switch my screen to where the site is. Yeah? Can
Yeah.
you see this website?
Not yet.
Okay, it will come up in a bit. Just give it a few seconds. Yeah.
Alright. Yes, I can see. Oh,
It's moving a lot though. Can you see it yet?
yes. Can.
Okay. Yeah, so you can see like the brand guides that we looked at and the site that they actually have, you can see that they've actually maintained the color scheme, the fonts as well. They've used Rubik everywhere, even though standard stuff, they varied it for the headings and the body text. So the weights are different. They're heavier for the headings and lighter for the body text. But you can see the green, you can see the kind of imagery. That's another thing that some brands use to differentiate themselves. Some brands are very specific about the kind of images that they use. Some brands always use happy images. You know, people have to be smiling and happy and stuff like that. And some brands are more realistic or more, what's the word? Like just kind of strict down the kind of images they use. So banks, for example, usually straight line, rigid kind of, yeah, this is what we do, blah blah. Yeah, but yeah, essentially, this is what I'm trying to say. So if you look at the brand guides of companies that do them very well and see the site, you'd actually see that they do. Oops, I'm sorry. That wasn't what I wanted to do. Yeah, this is what I wanted to do. You'd see that, yeah. So remember the site we were on, you know, they use like this really sharp green for their accents and stuff. So these are the kind of things that you should also try to implement. If you go to this year, I don't want to go to all of them because it looks like yikes, burn some time. But like take time, look at the brand guides that companies have, look at the websites that they've designed and put out there, see how they use these elements. If you go to ground shows also. Yeah, so just go, just look at stuff on the internet. Yeah. So almost done. Actually taking longer than I thought I would. I'm just going to leave you with this quote, my favorite quote of all time. If you're interested in something, no matter what it is, go at it full speed, embrace it with both arms, hug it, love it, and above all, become passionate about it. Lukewarm is no good. Whatever you want to do, I know that in Nigeria, design is still a field that is becoming appreciated. When I started in, God knows, 2000 and, oof, can't remember, 11 or 7, God knows. Yeah, it wasn't like, even at home, they were worried because they were wondering, oh, you want to be a designer? Okay, okay. But just make sure like you do your work and you do it amazingly well. Again, don't compare yourself to the people around you. Compare yourself internationally. Make sure that you can actually compete in other markets. Don't be a local champion. Try and see beyond, you know, your line of sight. Okay. Yeah, so that's me with the glasses and the pen and all of that. I don't know if you guys have any questions. I can answer them for you. Juliana. Can't
Hi,
hear,
Simi.
can't. Hi,
Hi.
Sharif. Hi, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good. For you, did you start as a UI designer or you started from graphics, then you moved on to branding before UI design? What was it like for you? What was the process like for you?
Eh, who is eating amala? Oh, God. Okay. Sharif, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so some background. I started as a graphics designer. Yes. I remember I started my first job. So I went to Covenant, graduated 2011. I started my first job. So if I graduated on Friday, I started my first job on a Monday. Um, no, I didn't know that I wanted to do UI design till after I did 1 year of graphics design. So I did that for a year, and I discovered that I preferred designing for web than for print at the time. I was very interested in how the web worked, and the fact that you're not just designing one page, you have to design more than that. Homepage goes to about us, contact us, it goes back. How does the user know this? How does the user know that? So I was really interested in that, but I didn't have the technique. I didn't believe that technically I could stand, in the same room with UX developers at the time. So I went to school, did a master's course, software technology. That gave me some background. So in the sense that I wasn't only, I began to properly understand the medium that I was working in. So I understood the basics of like code and all of that. And yeah, pretty much took it from there. Also, I think something that really helped me was my project. Can't even remember what my project in Covenant was, but my project in RGU, my project supervisor kind of just noticed like, oh, you actually design pretty okay. Why don't you, look at stuff in human computer interaction? And on my own, I just started reading, just checking stuff out online, looking at stuff every day on Behance and under consideration, just trying to pick up stuff myself. And then I was lucky. Something else that helped was, even though, yes, I say that I put in a lot of work, something that really helped was the kind of people that I had around me. There were people that put in extra effort into teaching me, just like, oh, Simi, I see you're working on this. Let me help you with this. Mostly seniors are, people that are like veterans in this business. So if you can find people like that can mentor you and have time to do it, by all means, do that. I hope I answered the question.
Yes, you did. So, getting a job, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can, Sheriff.
Okay, get out of the country. Was it based on referral or you applied? And what platform do
The
we
jobs,
check out to get jobs outside the country?
jobs outside the country. Oof, it's been a while since I applied for a job. Um, Only because most of the jobs that I do, I'm just working somewhere, and then someone just says, "Oh, see me," da, 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 and then I do that. Fun fact: the current job I'm doing now, I got it on Twitter. It was the weirdest thing. Don't know if you guys know Jason Njoku, the guy that owns Iroko TV. He put something out, one screenshot. I think I still have it somewhere. Mm, Let me see if I still have it. He put out something on Twitter and he was complaining that, oh, his users were not clicking on, or they were going for a particular plan instead of going. So imagine, yes, I remember the exact use case. So they had like monthly plans for their subscription and they had a yearly plan. So I think the monthly plan, I'm going to give it a fictional figure. Monthly plan was about 50 naira. And then the yearly plan maybe was like 200 naira. But he didn't understand why, like people were not buying the yearly plan, but it was cheaper. So why? And then it just turned out it was just the way, the information on the screen was designed. Hang on, I think I have that somewhere on Figma. I still have it. Yeah, that was it. So I just tried to explain to him as kindly and politely as I could. That's also very important. I just tried showing that, oh, look, it's actually the way you designed it. They can't see the small print of the yearly plan. And he's like, oh, that's actually true. And then so what I did was I did a mock-up for him and sent it to him on Twitter as well. Just did it. Took me what, 20 minutes or so, just shared it. And he just messaged me. It's like, oh, what are you up to these days? And then we had a conversation and I worked for him. That's it. My interview was I didn't even have an interview. It was just a chat, like, oh, okay, what do you do aside helping brands on Twitter? Just had a conversation with him about, and that's it. So for work outside the country, that's a little tricky. I've never tried, but something, okay, I'll give you generic advice. Number one, and I should probably take my own advice as well. You need to work on your portfolio. You need to be deliberate about it, and you need to put yourself out there. You understand me? You need to be putting work out. Take a brand, look at something basic, look at something that you're having trouble with, something that you do every day you're having trouble with. GT Bank app, for example, you don't like where the password button is. Think about it. UI, UX as well. A lot of them might be paying attention to good UI, but something that I know is very poor usually is UX. Look at it. What's wrong with it? What can I do? How can I fix it? You know, just do it. Doesn't have to be the entire user flow and anything. It could just be a page. Pick it up. Probably write an article about it. Put it in the wild. People are always on the lookout for things like this, you know. But for remote jobs, I mean, you've got my email address and all of that. What I can do for you, if you reach out to me directly, I can see how I can look up some of these sites and send them across to you. But I know that most times for those kind of jobs, you have to start with a portfolio. You need to have something that can stand internationally. First question you should be asking yourself right now is, do you have that? Even before you start applying for these jobs. Yeah?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Anyone else? Questions? Ayobami, Chinonso, Juliana. I can't see you guys anymore. The guys in the class. Oh, okay, there you are. Hi. Why are you smiling so much? Questions? Anybody?
Probably the last one. Okay.
Okay. Sheriff,
So
okay.
what's your own take on designing a clone app? Let's
A
say,
clone app.
yeah, like making a clone. Let's say probably like Twitter. Okay, yeah, Twitter in quotes. So
Okay.
designing the whole flow, like just probably just to get better or something. So you design it exactly the way it is. Like the app suite, perfect UI and UX that you can't seem to find something wrong with. Is
Mm-hmm.
it cool to design? Because I've seen some online, but is it really a good idea to design clone apps?
To clone an app. So
Yeah.
what you're doing is you're copying and pasting what they have already.
Yeah, not something like that.
Something like that. So the way Twitter is with the three columns, 1, 2, 3, gray background. Okay, I use dark mode, the dark background and the white and all of that. That's what you mean?
Yeah, but then with your own explanation, okay, let's say Facebook has the normal mode, and then you decide that,
Okay.
okay, fine, in a bit to just practice or do something,
Okay.
you're designing like the dark mode.
Okay.
Like,
So
is that something you can actually have and keep in your portfolio? Or is there like a rule against it that you're not supposed
there's
to
no
clone an
rule,
app?
but it doesn't. The problem with it is it doesn't show any. It doesn't show any ingenuity. Like what a, it shows you have UI if you can do that. So it means you can see something and you can replicate it. If you can do that on your own in whatever software you're working with, it shows that you can do that, which is UI. But it doesn't show you have UX. You understand? It doesn't show, even though in larger companies these roles are separated, the reality is in Nigeria it is not. It's not, at least not for like small and medium-sized businesses. So for now, you're going to have to learn to do both of them. No, I don't want you to quote me on this, but it's just easier for you if you know how to do both of them. you know. So you're saying, oh, the login button is here. If you copy it, you're just copy. There's not much thinking about it. Do you understand me? If you're copying it, you're just, hang on, some people are sending messages. Okay, I'll attend to these questions. Just want to finish with Sharif quickly. Yeah, so it does show you have UI, but it doesn't show UX to other people. So imagine you're applying for a job and people are, doing revolutionary stuff, and you're sending in a Twitter clone. It's you're going to have big trouble being picked because you're showing them what they've seen before, and that's not what you want to do. You want to stand out. You want work that speaks for itself. You understand? That's my concern with cloning apps. If you want to use it to practice just to get better, but I don't know if you would like. I don't know if you'd be able to get the thinking behind designs from cloning. That's all I have to say. Hang on 1 second. Is there a number of years? I'm taking a question from the chat, yeah? Is there a number of years you have to work as a budding UI UX designer for you to know you've attained industry standard? Or is it just based on the number of projects you've worked on? That's tricky. It's definitely not based on the number of projects you've worked on. I think quality is more important than quantity. UI UX designer. I've been a designer for 10 years. I've done UX for maybe 5, and I still don't think I have attained industry standard. So, also because design, like tech, is also, it has, the goalpost is always moving. There's always something different, and if you don't keep up with all the, what's cool now, like now, that those illustrations, where they've got the illustrations, like I showed you on Atlassian, and a bunch of other people. Not a lot of people are using like pictures anymore. They're using illustrations. Even within the illustrations, there are different styles now. You have to keep up with that. It's really not about how much work. It's not even about the years. Experience is always good, but I think that, just practicing and stuff can put you up to par with that level. I hope I've answered that question. Okay, there's another question here that says, most Nigerian companies always ask if you can do front end as a UI UX designer. Is it advisable to have knowledge of front end? This is tricky. This is like, should a designer code question? Okay, from experience, personally, I like to separate both roles. It's the same way some people say full stack developer. You would always have one part that is better than the other, but no knowledge is lost. If you want to pick up design and front end, it would help you. So I'd say, yeah, even if it's just the basics, go for it. Yeah. Hello. Okay. Hello?
Hi, Simi.
Okay, good. I have spent more time than I intended. I was going to try and do a live session, but nah, I can't do it. I have to go back to my employment. Yeah. Hello?
No, I said, what ATM? Not the one on the light.
Oh.
Why did you put a button?
Why did they?
Hello? Hello?
Are you there?
Yeah, I can hear you. But I can also hear a lot of stuff at the background. No, I can't hear you at all.
Oh, what about now? Is it better now?
Oh, yes, that's fine. Perfect.
So I guess we can continue.
Oh, no, I'm done. I'm done. I have to go back to work.
Oh, all right.
Well,
Simi, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Oh, okay. So I was going to say we should round up since we have to go back to work.
Are there any other questions?
Any
or
other
anything?
question? Okay.
Yeah, I was going to ask that for you, but then you could just probably summarize it. What's the onboarding process like? Like, if you as a person were to hire a new, probably a junior designer, what are things you usually look out for?
Things I look out for, I can tell you because it's been hell. Graphics designer or UI designer? What was the question? UI. Number one, if you don't get like UX, like you design something, how is the person going to go back? Why is this button red? Why can't I see this text? Just like that. Usability stuff. Exactly. That's one. Two, the UI part for me is also very important. If you're using colors that I don't understand, you know, or yeah, your use of color, something very big for me is spacing, you know. I have to show you this. Hang on. Oh, nah, I'll probably do that. I don't know how I can show you. Oof. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But yeah, sorry? I didn't get that. Still didn't get that.
You can share it for later.
Can you type it, please?
You can share it for later.
Okay, I can share it with you later. Yes. Off the top of my head, though, if you can take anything out. Typography, colors, spacing, UX. Those are the things I look out for. Let's see, I'm gonna type it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because you see some things, you see work, and there's some things that you can, it's for someone who hires, yeah. I want to teach you, but I don't want to have to teach you all the way from the beginning. I want you to have the basics. It's just easier for me because there's work to be done, you know. That's the reality of working working, you know. There are tasks to do, and while I want to teach you so that you're actually a better designer, there's only so much time that I have between delivering the tasks that we have, especially seeing that you were hired to make our lives easier. So if you can work on those basics like type is very important. Type, understand the way you'd use decorative font, you wouldn't use it for like a bank. You'd use it for a wedding, like cursive. You wouldn't use it. Understanding those kind of nuances, color psychology as well, things like that. Those are very helpful. Spacing. I can't stress this enough. Spacing, uneven spacing is a big turn off. You know, you want people that understand the basics. A lot of these things are kind of the basics of graphics design. So if you can take some time out, but train your eye, look at stuff that other people, easiest thing, look at stuff that other people have done before. Okay? I hope I answered your question.
Yes.
Okay. Any other questions?
Yes.
I don't know. I can't hear you guys.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Hi, Simi.
Oh, hi.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, I can
awesome.
hear you, but I can't
Okay,
hear
awesome.
them too well.
All right. I'm not sure they have any more questions. Please, if you have any other question, drop it in the Zoom group chat. Right? But I can't see any question here.
Please send me but don't drop it in the Zoom group chat. So if you've got a question, you can compile it together and you can send
Okay.
it, because this thing only comes on when there's a meeting and rarely on it. Yeah. Amazing. Sorry, I wanted to do a live design session, but I'm employed. So I'm gonna go, okay?
Awesome. All right then. Okay, so since we don't have any more questions, thank you very much for your time, Simi.
No worries, no worries.
We appreciate that and enjoy the rest of the day. Thank you very much.
All right, take
All
care.
right,
I hope
bye-bye.
you guys
Yeah.
learned something today, yeah? Bye-bye.
Yes, we did. Thank you.
How many females are in the design class? How many
We're like
girls?
6.
6 out of how many?
Or 7.
Out of 18.
That's actually not bad. That's not bad. All my life working, I don't think I've ever worked with a female designer in my life. Like on the same team. Okay, I'm going to cut out now, yeah?
All right.
You need any help, reach me. It's very important, okay?
Okay.
Good. All right. Take care, guys.
Thank you. All right, bye-bye.
Ta.
Bye.
Bye.